Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. Today I will be reviewing Spitfire's Studio Woodwinds Professional sample library. But first, if you like this video and want to see more, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and have hit the notification bell. Also, if you think I did a great job, hit that thumbs up button, leave your thoughts in the comments, share this with the world, and if you really love me or love what I do, please support my channel through Patreon, PayPal, or Venmo. The links are in the description. So before I get into the sounds, here's some important info on this product. Spitfire Studio Woodwinds Professional is 102 gigabytes in size. Each instrument takes up several hundred megabytes, so make sure that you have plenty of RAM, 8 gigs or more, and an SSD. It'll work with hard drives, but it'll take a long time to load unless you purge your samples. The processor requirements are pretty low, so this will work fine on almost any new computer. Studio Woodwinds also works with the free Kontakt player, which is included, as well as the full version of Kontakt, which you'll have to purchase. Studio Woodwinds was recorded at Air Studio One and is supposed to give you a closer, highly detailed sound of each instrument and section. The library comes with your standard woodwinds like C flute, B flat clarinet, oboe, and bassoon, but because this is a professional version, Spitfire has also included piccolo, alto flute, bass flute, contrabass, clarinet, contrabassoon, and English horn. This pretty much covers the gamut of orchestral woodwinds you may need if you're scoring music. The library combines solo and ensemble patches with standard and extended techniques, some of which I'll cover shortly. Lastly, you can use this within your DAW or in the standalone version of Kontakt. However, this is intended to be used in your DAW. Alright, let's take a look at the browser window. In the instrument menu located in the browser window of your Kontakt player, you have different folders. If you click on the advanced menu, you get a list of instruments. When you click on any of the instruments, the program will load that instrument in your multi-rack menu located on the right side of Kontakt. Here you can see Studio Woodwinds Professional user interface. Right now I'm in the simple view, which shows me my mic distance settings, dynamics, vibrato, reverb, expression, and articulations all at a glance. I can easily adjust the mic distance by dragging this bar up and down. As you can see, I get visual feedback. Kontakt will then load the appropriate samples. Dynamics, vibrato, reverb, and expression can all be assigned to MIDI controls by right-clicking, selecting Learn MIDI CC Automation, and moving any knob, fader, or button on your MIDI controller. This is pretty standard stuff. Then you have your articulations below, which can be changed via key switching. Key switch keys are shown in red in the on-screen keyboard. You can access the advanced menu by clicking the wrench icon on the top left corner of the instrument window. This gives you many more options to control the sound and functionality of your instrument. You now have control over different mic levels, which you can turn on or off by clicking the little button above the mic type. Consequently, this loads more samples, which means you'll use more RAM. However, after recording your track, you can save on RAM by clicking the Purge Unused Samples button, or purging the samples by updating sample pool. This is an excellent feature of Kontakt. You have different round-robin features, polyphonic legato. Polyphonic legato means the sound engine will allow you to play legato on multiple notes rather than one. In the controllers menu, you can adjust the different sound controls to get the right type of sound out of your instrument. All of these are MIDI assignable. Down at the bottom, you can now choose whether you want to turn on or off the different articulations. Purging articulations you won't need will reduce the amount of RAM you use. Additionally, different articulations use different round-robin functions. You can see that change in this menu. Let's go back to the browser window. Aside from the basic articulations you find in almost any woodwind sample library, Spitfire comes with extended articulations that expand the capabilities of your instruments. Let's listen to some of these techniques. The articulation name is displayed on the bottom left corner of the main window. If you don't like using key switches and like to load each articulation on its own separate track, you can choose them from the individual articulations menu. The files are smaller here, but you will have more control over each one. There's also a legato techniques menu and an other patches menu that gives you options like economic longs and shorts, which load fewer samples but leave the essential ones. This is great for getting a rough idea of the sounds you want without burdening your RAM. There's also a time machine option that lets you stretch or shorten certain articulations artificially. This takes up more RAM, however. Now that I've covered most of the features, let's listen to more sounds. I'll briefly play each instrument and give you my thoughts on them. But before I give my thoughts, I want to preface my opinions by saying that it took me a while to really enjoy the quality and character of these samples. I was underwhelmed at first. And interestingly, it's not because my ears got acclimated to the sound, it's because I listened to an interview of one of the sampling engineers from Spitfire, where he stated that their instruments are recorded at a distance so as to get the effect of a listener where you can hear the instrument and a bit of the room. I was used to dry, almost lifeless samples that focus too much on the raw sound of the instrument and not the room, which is very important in the mix. This is why Spitfire instruments sound natural when stacked together. They don't compete with each other's sound. They blend better than, say, Vienna instruments, which require more work to not stand out. So let's listen to the bassoon. Here's a contrabassoon, which happens to be the lowest instrument in the orchestra. These are very nice sounds. They also have sections. Let's hear how it sounds with the close mic position. Let's listen to the bass flute. That's something you don't hear every day. The legato on this one is a little strange. Let me see. Dynamics, tightness. Feels better down in the lower notes. And the oboe. I like that you can control the vibrato. And then we'll finish off with clarinet. By the way, cor anglais is the is English horn, which is like a lower oboe. These are really high quality sounds. There's no doubt about that. One thing I wish it did have was the key click sounds, which I don't see any controls for. Oh, I forgot to mention that they have this ostinatum mode so that you can play, it automatically plays chords. It's sort of like an arpeggiator. So you can select your note value, and this is gonna follow your DAW. It looks like the ostinato feature only works with certain articulations, like staccato, which makes sense. So there's a lot of features with this professional library, and this is about $300, I think, on the website, and I'll leave a link in the description for you to buy it. All in all, I think this is a great library. It offers a lot for how much it costs. There you have a wide range of instruments with a wide range of articulations. Even your basic articulations are going to be enough for most of the work that you're going to do. But if you want more than that, there are extended techniques that you can take advantage of. I like the different mic settings. I think that'll change the spatial quality of the sound. It gives you lots of control. The footprint on these is pretty reasonable. The thing I love about it is that although the sound is not as detailed as another library like Vienna Symphonic, where you can hear just the raw instrument sound with the key clicks and everything, the sound is high quality, and when you start stacking them, they don't compete with one another. You don't get those harsh frequencies that you would get with Vienna. And I'm only comparing it to Vienna because I own Vienna sample libraries. Well, friends, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please let me know what other sample libraries you want me to review. I'll reach out to the creators and ask them. By the way, if you're a creator and want me to review your product, contact me at hifimidi@gmail.com. See you later.